Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Alien. Yeah, the 1979 hit movie directed by Ridley Scott. So yeah, this is the first time I've actually seen the movie, and honestly, well, let me just give you a lowdown on the plot. The movie's directed by Ridley Scott, and the plot is a commercial vessel called the Nostromo receives a distress call from an unexplored planet, so they're going to investigate this unknown planet, and they're searching for like survivors of, yeah, and then the crew, and then this sort of alien entity kind of infects one of the crew members, and then it kind of passes on, and so far and so forth. You kind of get the general gist of the plot. And yeah, Alien. So this movie is quite old. I mean, it's 1979. But I have to say, I was absolutely blown away. I was really surprised how good this movie was. I mean, first time I tried to watch this movie, I couldn't get into it, because it is quite slowly paced, and but that is the thing about this movie. You have to go into it realising that it's slow. I mean, it was always going to be a slow movie, but it's it's slow in the sense that it's building the suspense. So the fact that it's slowly paced, that's been used to the advantage. And yeah, I mean, granted, there are a couple of scenes which are boring, but you have to have that build up before the creature, before the alien appears, and that's good. And you spend time getting to know your human characters before they die. So yeah, and there's quite a lot of people in this movie, people that I recognise more, people that I've seen before that I didn't actually realise. Sigourney Weaver's in the movie, and she is terrific. She gives the stand-up performance. She's just so good as Ripley. I mean, I imagine she's good throughout the other movies. I'm watching all of them. Kind of like a pre-build-up to Halloween, I guess. John Hurt, obviously, as Kane. The famous scene where the alien, bursts out of his chest, and there's sort of a similar scene in Prometheus, although it's different because Noomi Rapace has like a cesarean done to her. But it's kind of still comes out of sort of her stomach chest thing. So yeah, but yeah, no, that's quite a horrific scene. Ian Holm's in the movie as well. He plays Ash, and Ian Holm's really good. He's really tense. Like, the thing about this movie, it's Alien. It's a very intense movie, and it's something that isn't really for the light-hearted. It is scary, and it's quite horrifying to watch, so this is not for kids. Oh no, it's not for kids at all. I mean, it has got an 18 rating, so just, be aware if you are going to expose kids to something like this. Just be aware, please. Also, Yaphet Kotto's in the movie as Parker. Most of you will know Yaphet Kotto for being in the Live and Let Die, which is the 8th James Bond movie, and the first movie to star Roger Moore. He plays Kananga in that film, and that is my next Bond review, so that will be up as soon as possible. I generally really got the feeling that the stakes got higher and higher and higher as the movie went on, and it's just perfect the way it's executed. I mean, granted, yes, it takes its time, which I don't really have a problem with it doing that, because it knows what it wants to be. But yeah, I guess there's a couple of scenes at the beginning that could be omitted if they were to, the pacing isn't perfect by any means, but it's pretty good for considering what they're trying to do. it's more of a horror than a sci-fi, and out of all the horror movies I've seen, this is definitely one of the best. I mean, I don't know if I'd go so far as to call it a masterpiece. I mean, the aliens' designs are masterful, I'll grant the movie that. And, you know, the creatures and the aliens, they do look really, really scary. And I was like, there were a few moments when there are a few yucky moments, and, you know, the yuck factor is really quite high. So, yeah, there's a lot of tension, there's very little soundtrack. If there is any soundtrack, there's a very quiet, chilling theme at the beginning. They only play soundtrack, they only play the soundtrack at a few points, but, you know, it's still fine. I think that works to its effect. The cast, fine. I mean, I don't think we get really much development of the characters. All that we know is that, you know, they're on this mission. They're just space explorers, and, you know, they're on their mission. There's not really much done about the personal sort of characters. I mean, there's a one scene where they're sort of like talking at the beginning. We're like, okay, basically, it's not so much as a development of the characters. It's more than the fact that they're establishing the characters. We are established. We have been established to these characters, and these characters have been established to us as just the crew. I mean, they are all doing the same job, and they are all, you know, part of this team, and yeah, that's it. I mean, the only one who you really care for really is Sigourney Weaver, but you know, there are some good scenes, like towards the beginning when John Hurt gets infected. That's when the tables turn. It starts to get intense. The time when it starts to get really intense, I think, is when the alien mutates out of John Hurt. Like, it comes out of John Hurt's stomach, and it's quite horrifying to watch. But yeah, this movie is so good, and, you know, the direction by Ridley Scott is superb. I think it's a fantastic, you know, setting. I mean, you know, they're on the ship for near enough the whole movie, and they still do that really well. I love the cinematography. It looks stunning. I love the darkness as well. I love the fact that we don't actually see much of the alien towards the second half. I love the build-up. I think the build-up really works. If I have to make one nitty-bitty gripe, it's the fact that there's not really much character development. It's more just establishing the characters rather than developing them. I wish we could have had a bit more character development, but then again, you don't want to spend too much time on the characters, because you want to get to the horrible stuff too. A couple of the scenes could have been omitted. Like, a couple of scenes were kind of unnecessary, but, you know, for the most part, this movie's absolutely brilliant. So it's not a masterpiece, so I'm not going to give it 10 out of 10. I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. Yeah, this is from the first viewing. I really enjoyed this, and I cannot wait to watch Aliens, Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. I've seen Prometheus already, and I'm debating whether or not to rewatch that one. Because I don't really like that. But yeah, no, Alien is a brilliant film, and if you haven't seen it already, and if you're old enough to see it, but you haven't seen it already, then go and see it, then watch it, because it's an absolutely brilliant film. It's one of the best sort of horror films that I've ever seen. You know, I'd gladly watch it again. I mean, I'm not really a fan of horror, but I thought it was done really well. And it's about 2 hours long, which is fine. You know, it's fine. You know, you think, okay, it does go on a bit. You're like, okay, it's going on a bit, but you're still enjoying it. You will enjoy it. So yeah, that's all I have to say on Aliens. So tune in next time when I review Aliens, which is the James Cameron film. So yeah, thank you all for watching. As always, I'm Mr. TARDIS11. See ya.